I want to reach the #1 of the world and win as more Grand Slam as is possible.
Meet Carlos Alcaraz, the highest-ranked 16-year-old in the ATP rankings and the next big star of Spanish tennis. Hailing from El Palmar in Murcia, the talented teenager has grown up surrounded by tennis.
I started when I was 3 years old with my father in Murcia in a tennis club. And my father is the director of the tennis school.
It was obvious from when Carlos was very young, around 5 or 6 years old, that he had a natural ability. He was very coordinated, and he picked up the intricacies of tennis quickly. He did it without any explanation. He was able to copy what he saw. That's when we realized that there was something special there. That's when we decided to work on and develop his tennis skills.
Since then, Carlos has developed well. Over the years, he's been a regular at the training camps at the Juan Carlos Ferrero Academy near Alicante. The youngster moved there full-time in 2018 and is now coached by the former French Open champion.
I hear very good things about him, that he was a different player, that he liked to go to the net very often to finish the point, and he was to play very inside of the court. And so for that age and for Spanish players, it's not a very typical thing to hear, but yeah, first time that I saw him, I like it very, very much.
As one of only 3 Spanish players to reach the ATP #1 ranking, and with 16 years on the professional tour, there are few better coaches for an aspiring tennis star to learn from. Living and training at the academy also provides Carlos opportunities to hit with the likes of Pablo Carreño Busta and David Ferrer.
In the locker room, when I see for example, Rafa or Ferrer, I try to see him like a normal, but try to learn all I can from Ferrer, Nadal, and the players.
To date, Carlos has enjoyed some success. He reached the quarter-finals of last year's Junior Wimbledon and recently progressed into the senior ranks with some impressive wins at challenger level, including a last 8 appearance in Seville, which propelled him into the ATP Top 500. And whilst he's enjoyed a strong start to the 2020 season, winning his 2nd ITF title at the Rafael Nadal Academy, there is still work to do.
Moving on the court, I think, is one of the things that he has to improve. He likes to play very inside of the court, but when some of the players they play very deep, it's a little bit difficult for him to go back and recover and move well. So it's one of the things that he has to improve, and also intensity about playing the whole match the same level is something that for his age he has to improve. We are in the moment that he plays like this, but then he goes down a little bit, he goes up a little bit more, and then he can finish the match at the same level. But the goal for the next year is going to be, stay at that level and continue all the time at the same level.
Whilst his main focus is tennis, Carlos still needs to study. The Tennis Academy offers tutoring, but he often returns to his local high school when he's back home in Murcia.
I try to study when I stay here and at home, but I don't go to school very often because I'm here or I'm playing tournaments, and then I do the exams at the end of the year.
Carlos usually returns to the family home at weekends to spend quality time with his parents and 3 brothers. Back in his prime, his father was ranked 39th in Spanish tennis.
Well, in our family, tennis has always been present. I used to play and travel a lot. So it's normal to us. His siblings, his mother, and myself, we all support him. We're very happy to see him travelling and discovering new cities. We can see that he is thriving and doing what makes him happy. Doing what he has always wanted to do from a very young age. He has made it very clear that he wants to be world #1. We're very happy for him, and we all hope he'll do it.
Pues me pongo muy nerviosa. Soy una persona que...
I get a bit nervous when I watch him play. I get anxious, and sometimes I can't even sit down to watch the whole match. I have to get up and walk around for the duration of the game. I really struggle when he's playing.
The jet setting won't stop for Carlos anytime soon, as he'll be flying off to Rio next month to make his debut at an ATP event. Then in April, he's received a main draw wildcard into the ATP 500 event in Barcelona, where his idol Rafael Nadal is an 11-time champion.
Yes, I'm very excited to play in Barcelona, the ATP 500, and it's amazing to play against the biggest player. The players are better than me with more experience, and so I go to the court and enjoy the moment, enjoy to play with the great player.
Should Carlos excel at these ATP events, where big ranking points and prize money are on offer, he could boost his ranking up inside the top 300, which will see him close to achieving his goal for 2020.
My objective is to sign up in the quali of Wimbledon. It's very difficult, but I think if I play good, I train very well during the year, I'm able to sign up in the quali.
As his father, and as someone who has tried to play tennis professionally and experience what it's like just a little bit, it honestly makes me very proud to have my own son following in my footsteps and achieve even more than I did. I wish him all the best, and I truly hope he has the opportunity of becoming a professional player.
With a Grand Slam champion and Davis Cup winner plotting his path to success, Carlos Alcaraz could be spearheading the next chapter of Spanish tennis.
Let's say that he's very dynamic on the court. It's very difficult to find a player with, he's 16 years old, doing all these things on the court. He can play slice, or he can return into a net, or he can play flat, or he can play with spin, or he can chip and charge, or serve and go to a net. So it's really very difficult to find this kind of players like this at this age. Obviously, it's something that we all on the team, think that he's going to be one of the best tennis that we have in Spain, or maybe in the world. But it's very soon to say. But it's my opinion.
I believe I can reach the #1 of the world, and that's my dream.